Okay, here is my 1991 Ski-Doo Formula MX. I got this Ski-Doo when we purchased our new house, the wintering yard. So I don't know how long they had or hadn't run it until we bought it. So it's sat here pretty much since the summer till just around Christmas time, when my brother came over and we got it started. We pull started it. We got it started. We got it running. Didn't idle too well, and then we just ran some gas through it, put some seafoam in it, and ran another tank of gas through it, kind of running it. Got the idling down pretty good. Still, it's a little bit unreliable on starting. I can't get it started right now. So the next step here today, I was doing some investigating on it. I actually think this is an electric start, but the battery's probably completely dead. So now I'm gonna get inside here, take a look, see if I can't find the battery, and take the battery out, and then install a new battery once I find out, and probably change the spark plugs and do what I can't do, just to do a little tune-up. To let's see if we can't get this to do electric starting instead of pull starting, make it easier, and maybe I'll get some more snowmobile videos afterwards. But the actual Ski-Doo itself is in really, really good shape. There's no tears in the seat, still the original seat, all the original decals on it. Kilometer wise, it says 9,072 kilometers. So yeah, I've put 90 kilometers on it since kind of getting it started earlier this year, or late last year, I guess you should say. So let's see what we can do. We'll pop it and see if we can't find where the battery is and pull it out. Okay, so step one on locating the battery, which I think is down kind of below the gas tank area down here, is to take this air intake off. Now, I'm not really sure how it's attached, so bear with me as I pull it off, and I'll see how that works. So here, if you take a look, get some light in there. Looks like the box. Oop, there goes my light as the battery dies. Looks like the box is connected to these two, and the battery, I believe, is way at the back here. So I guess I just loosen these clamps, these two clamps here, and slide that off, pull the air intake off the top, and then get in at the battery. So clearly you won't be getting at the battery too easily on this, or charging it easily while it's in the snowmobile. Okay, so I've taken the air intake off, and it looks like whoever had put it on last time, they've kind of bent it here. It's not a big deal, I can push it back. I'll just take greater care in putting it back on the two intakes there. And okay, holy cow, that battery really is tucked in underneath back there. So I will pull that out. Clearly it's going to be dead at this point. Who knows how long it hasn't run. I'll pull it out, find out what type it is, and we'll install a new one. And I'll change the spark plugs as well, for what it's worth, just to make sure everything fires up. Okay, you can see a better view of the battery there now. Now, it's supposed to have a bolt usually right there, but I don't know, is it welded in there? Is it just corroded in there? How do these batteries come out black? Now, it is just a Canadian Tire Motomaster one, so that's the type of style I'll have to replace it with. The black cover over top of it there. Okay, yeah, there it is. It's just loose, heavy. I'll pull it out and show you. Okay, so here's the battery out. Canadian Tire MotoMaster. So for those of you who don't know, Canadian Tire is a big department store, garage store, anything store here in Canada, and they sell batteries and obviously tires and hardware, tools, stuff like that. So I'll take this off, get the style it is, and go to Canadian Tire and see if I just can't get another one like that, or I'll check out some other sources online too, just to price them. Royal Distributing. Okay, so the battery's out. I'm assuming that's the model number. A little serial number on the top. The battery holder here is just rusty. Rusty as can be, so this little rubber piece is all rusted in, so I guess I'll WD-40 that before I put it back in. But yeah, looks like it's about to fall apart. I'll spritz some WD-40 on that, maybe run a wire brush around it. Here's the little clamps they hook in. I thought for a second they were welded to the side and they immediately rusted off whenever I opened it, but no, that's the battery there, all set up. I'll check online, see if they still have that model in stock. If they do, that's great. At least I'll know a price on it, but I can price around too. I can go to an actual Bombardier store and see if they've got a battery in stock. Better, worse price, what have you. Check Walmart for all I know. But no, that's that. I would not say project's done, but the project's done for tonight because I am definitely not going to get a battery in time tonight. It's too late tonight, so anyways, pretty cool. Okay, here for night 2 of project battery install on the Ski-Doo. So I swung by Canadian Tire and I got the same model battery, the 50 N18 LA3 from MotoMaster. So I guess I'll put this battery together there. It probably has to put the acid in. Oh yeah, there we go, put the acid in. I returned the old battery, the core, so I actually got 10 bucks off instead of the deposit, what have you. So yeah, put the battery in, step 1, take the tops off, step 2, fill it, step 3, charge it! Battery must be filled and charged prior to installation. Great, okay. So I guess I may or may not be riding my snowmobile. I'll get this all set up and hopefully I can charge it in time to get using it. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so I've got it filled up. I've got a little bit of acid left. It says to actually let it sit for an hour. Standby time 1 hour. Let it sit for 60 minutes before charging. Gently move battery from side to side to release any air bubbles between the plates. If the acid level has fallen, refill acid to upper level. So I've got a little bit left to fill. And that's that. So okay, so part of getting the new battery to install inside the snowmobile, I got 2 new spark plugs. Actually, I got 4 spark plugs, but I got 2 new ones to put into the snowmobile. This way, when I put the new battery in, I'll have new spark plugs in right here, and we can be certain that it's gonna fire up, hopefully right away when we turn the key. I guess Time will tell there, but I'll do a little switcheroo on these spark plugs now, and come back out after I charge the battery and put the new battery back in and start her up. Okay, so I've got the 2 new spark plugs here. Take the old ones out. Okay, so the spark plugs are on. And now I got a million of these old ones lying around, and there was a bunch that was actually in the snowmobile kit here too as well. That's how I knew which type to get. But yeah. Okay, so as I mentioned, I actually got 2 other new ones for the price, and you're gonna go through them. But one neat thing about this old snowmobile is you can actually put your spark plugs right here in this holder. There, I've got 2 new spark plugs right there if I ever foul one while I'm out and about. And I've got 2 new ones that I installed there. And all that's left now is to put the battery in. So let's get charging. Okay, it's now time to charge the battery. So I've actually got a little trickle charger here that's also Canadian Tire Moto Master. It's a little charging battery charger. So I'll put it on 12 volt. I'll plug it in and get charging. And there you go. I got it set up. It says charging right now. 12 volt charging. And if you go to the instructions for the 50 and 18, it says charging times 20 to 40 hours. Oh my. Maybe I won't be running this tonight. Maybe I'll save it for tomorrow night. Charging time in hours. Yeah, so I will be charging this basically overnight, I guess. We'll see. We'll come out a little bit later on and check it out, see how it's charging. But yeah, I guess you wouldn't want to be in a rush with a battery if you needed a brand new one. So, old spark plugs, battery charging, new spark plugs in the snowmobile, and 2 dirty dogs playing outside. Hey boys, hey, what are you up to, boys? Hey, up to no good? Hey, up to no good? Okay, so I've got the battery all charged now. I put it back in the housing. So now it's time to just install it back into the snowmobile, and I'll give her a go. Okay, so I'm going to try and connect the battery here. The pain in the butt of this is the way this little stupid square bolt or nut goes in there, and then this. Okay, so I'll loosely keep that one in. Now will I actually be able to get the negative this far and do it? And of course, no, the negative is super, super small. So I'll have to put this back in there and then put the negative on. Okay, so it's kind of a pain to see in there, but it's in there now. The battery's all hooked up. I haven't hooked up the air intake yet, but what the heck, why don't we try firing it up and seeing what's what. So, pump it, battery key ignition on. pump it. Okay, so that turned over nice with the battery. Didn't really start. Let's see. Give it one more pump. It hasn't been running for a bit. And I'll try just a little bit of gas here. Okay, so I definitely think it's gonna start. You know what? I'm gonna put the air intake on. I'm gonna put it back together. And then I'm gonna try a start where I can actually rip it. So that way, if it gets going, I can get her running and give her a go. Man, they really do not give you much room to put this back over. It is tight. I can totally understand why it barely fits over. Okay, so I believe I've got it back installed. Spark plugs are in. The air intake is back installed. Battery's in. Oil level's good, coolant's good. Let's give it a go. Though I have the dogs with me right now. Let me go bring them in. I don't really want to ride out around in the dark with them. Okay, we're set. We're all set to go. My battery's dying over here on this Milwaukee. Again. We're all set to go, and I'm gonna give it a go. I'll bring the dogs in, I'll come back out and fire it up. Okay, now let's give her a go. I'll prime her a bit, give her a bit of gas. If it starts, hopefully we'll see. We can't get her going.